Hi, I'm Athara, and this is a new episode of my podcast, Tristan. In today's episode, we will see what we did on Thursday, 17th of February at Jack's class. So with Jack, we are basically learning how to develop story, how to create a story. And then we are at the same time going through different types of games that they are very useful for actors that help you with your listening, with your connection with the other actors, with being present and mindful, with controlling your impulses and like being able to keep down your rush and have a control of the situation. So as an actor, we use a lot of games. Some of these games are games like kids play, but they are really important for us because they bring us to this space of being present and being connected with the other person. And when you are acting, that is what you want. You want to be connected to the other actor with whom you're doing the scene. Some actors, for instance, when they're learning their lines, they don't look at the lines of the actor with whom they're doing the scene because they honestly and truly want to listen for the first time what the other actor is saying, to honestly answering that question or wherever the other actor is saying. So listening is something that we as actors are told that is so important, and it's one of the main things you should do as an actor. But despite it seems so easy, sometimes you don't really listen, although you think you do. So we see these different exercises, or we do these different exercises with him. I really like one exercise, which is the zombie one. So one of the person is a zombie, and he, as a zombie, tries to get another person. So if the zombie is trying to get you, and you can say the name of another person, so the other person will become the zombie. And the trick is, or one of the things that you can do, so if the zombie is trying to get a person, so imagine I'm trying to get you, and there's someone behind me, so the person that I'm trying to get can say the name of the person that is behind me. So the zombie is cut again, so it's zombie again. So it's really funny, to be honest. And I find playing all these games really nice because it brings you back to be a child. So it's like you only have you only allowed yourself to be so playful when you're a child. So yeah, I love it. So that's one of the exercises. Another exercise is we use a soft ball, and you are not allowed to hold the ball, so you just need to pass the ball just by one touch. So again, with this exercise, you have to be very clear who are you passing the ball to, so the person knows that you are directing the ball to that person. So there's this really connection. And what is happening with this exercise is, more rounds you go, more excited you get, because you are like, oh yes, I'm doing it so well. So your nerves like rushing out, you're feeling very high. And the aim of this exercise is like to bring down that rush on you. It's like, be calm, carry on with that. Another exercise that we have done is the chairs exercise, which is, you have, if you are 5 of you, then 4 of you are sitting in a chair and there is a spare chair around. So one of us is on one side of the room, and you can only, the one that is like standing up, like it's not sitting, that person needs, like the aim of this person, what this person is trying to do is to sit down in one chair. But the steps have to be like really, this person cannot run. So it's like steps really short, like almost just barely moving the feet. So the other ones that are sitting on the chair have to avoid him sitting in one chair. The rule is, if you lift yourself from a chair, you need to go. So you cannot lift yourself and then sit back again. So if the person who is walking manages to sit down on the chair, then another person could take his or her place and would start doing the walk. As well, this exercise is about connection with the people with whom you're playing. So just seeing the possibilities of what if I stand up or you stand up, just to avoid the person who's walking, sitting. So the chairs are placed in such a way that it becomes easy to sit down in any of them. More or less, they are about the same distance. So that's a really nice exercise as well. I really enjoy this exercise. Then there is another exercise we do, which is talking. So you say word like what we were saying yesterday. Lidi, lidi, didi, lidi, lidi, lili, da, lili, lili, da. Don't remember how it goes, but basically it's like you have to say this phrase or this word. So, and it goes with a rhythm. So it goes lidi, lidi, da, lidi, da, lidi, da, da, lidi, da. So it's lidi, lidi, da, lidi, da, lidi, da, da, da. Or lidi, lidi, da, lidi, da, lidi, da, da. Something, it goes something like that in that regard. So every person has to say what they say. If I'm saying lidi, lidi, the person next to me said da, next one goes lidi, li, next one da, 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 da. So wherever it goes. So you have to say what your turn, you have to say your turn. Now, what this exercise is about having that connection, remembering how it goes, because our tendency could be to repeat what the person just before us said, and then at the same time you have to keep the rhythm of the musicality of the music or those words. So don't forget to go like, if it's like para pam pam pam, so you keep this, and then it helps you with vocalization. So it's like you can use a consonant. So maybe it's gonna be the L, la, li, 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 la, 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 and then you change to D, 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 da, 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 or P, 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 pa, P, 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 pa. So it's very funny to play it, and then you go faster within the musicality without the rhythm, but you go faster, and it's just amazing seeing like adults playing this game. It's like you are supposed to be relaxed, but you can feel the tension in the air, like, oh, I want to get it right, it's my turn. So a really nice game. What else we were doing in the class? So going back to what we have been doing in these past classes with the study circle. So we did something different. So before we went to this part of the class, what we were doing was moving in a circle and like making our movements, trying to embody certain elements. So it's like walking as if your body was full of mud. So it's like very muddy and heavy, and how those movements could be, and then feeling lighter because the water was cleaning you, so feeling watery and light, and how those steps could change, and how you would move from moving like something that's really hard to do, like very slowly, to something that is very light. So seeing how your body can adjust to these changes, and as well moving us if we are a feather and the air is just moving us around, so you're losing the center point of your balance. So for instance, if your head goes to your left, So you will have the tendency of having your body all going to your left because the center of your body is not in your core where it normally is when we are like standing and being present. So it was very nice to investigate this type of movements, like really flowing movements, and letting your body like go. Like the head is the heaviest part of the body, so wherever the head was moving to or towards, your body was following. So that was really, really nice to do. We did as well, we practiced different ways of walking. So how do you walk if you have your weight on the tips of your toes? So you tend to walk forward, like your head pulling forward. How do you walk if you have your weight on the heels? So you move a bit more backward. How do you work if your weight or like your hips are leading? How do you work if it's your chest leading? So these different types of walks help you as well to develop a character. So we were saying, for instance, with hips, when the hips are leading your walk, you could be a character that gangsters type, like a bad guy, with the chest out, chest leading. So is somebody like with power, like somebody powerful. So it's just so nice to, sometimes when you are thinking about creating a character, it's like, oh, backstory is like, what happened to this person? And then just adjusting something on the way you walk and putting the weight in a different part of your body is already bringing you to this character, and how you can feel it straight away. How to be that character is great. Is try it. If you haven't done it, this is an exercise I will suggest you to do. Like you are alone at home and just try to walk with your weight in different parts of your body and see what happens. Then we did this exercise that we were embodying, continued with the exercise that we were doing with the elements. We used a paper. So Jack took a paper and he just let the paper drop. So we had to mimic the movement of the paper. So how the paper was flowing and like very slowly setting on the ground, on the floor. And so how could you embody that with your own body? And one that I particularly really liked was the plastic. So he just got a piece of plastic and then like made a ball out of it. And then when he released his hands from the plastic, then you could see how the plastic was trying to get its original shape, and how the plastic opens like very quickly first, and then very slowly and slowly. And you think that it's already set in one position, but then you continue looking at the plastic and the plastic continues moving. And I found it actually very beautiful. It somehow reminds me of a flower. When you see these videos of nature and they put in fast motion how the flower is opening. So it was something very similar. And recreating that with your body was hard. It was very hard. I found difficult to be in this state, like stillness, but it's still stillness in a very awkward position with your limbs bent in like really different ways. And then when you found that awkward position you were in, then you carry on moving like really little movements until it goes. So what I'm doing now with my hand, that's fast compared to what we saw. So that was nice. And then the last exercise, the last thing that we were working on, going back to creating stories, that's what we have been doing in all our classes. So we chose 2 images, 1 text, 1 object, and 2 elements. So with that, then we have to give a title to the story, and then a quick idea description of the story. So for instance, what he did was, what Jack did was the explosive champagne, and the line that what he did was that explosion abusive champagne, which doesn't make sense much. From my side, I don't know why, it's like it was coming for me to create type of like poetry or like doing something like that. So I was just making this little poetry bit. So for instance, the last one I did was like glasses with a cigarette. And what I wrote was the machinery of time mocking my value, looking at my eyes and softening my mind, which I don't think it makes any sense. English is clearly not my first language, so sometimes just very odd things come to my head, and I am aware they are nonsense, but that's what I'm doing. So that's what we did in his class last Thursday, 17th of February, 2022. And it was great. So my tip for you, or what you can take out of this episode from all what we were doing, like an exercise, I think is really, all of them, they were amazing, but really try that one of the walk and tell me what you think. Thank you. See you in my next episode. Bye.
Yeah, so I did the 3 Little Pigs and a comedy and Defeat the Monster. So there are 3 little pigs. There are 2 brothers. 2 of them are very lazy and one is really hardworking. And the hardworking one, finally, after being like for a long time building his house, asked one of his brothers, both of them actually, if they would make the favor to water the plants while he's going on holidays, but they don't want to do anything because they are very lazy, so he leaves. So it's summer, they're having like enjoying their time outside. One of the pigs is having his time outside of his house, having a sunbath, and then a wolf approaches him, so he gets very scared and he goes inside of his house. So the wolf is like, come out, or I will eat you. Come out, or I will blow your house. And he's like, no, I'm scared. So because the house is made of very weak material, so the wolf blows and destroys his house. And he runs to his brother's house. And he's like, oh, open the door, please, there's a wolf there, he wants to eat me. And the brother opens the door, it's like, what's happening? He's, oh, there's a wolf there. And the wolf goes, oh, I'm very hungry, come out, I will destroy your house. I was like, no, you cannot, come out, I will destroy your house. And he blows, and the house as well. It was a bit better than the first one, but still very weak material that he used to build the house, so the house got destroyed. And they ran to their brother's house. His brother's house, who went on holiday, used bricks to build his house, so it was a very strong house. So they were knocking at doors like, open the door, the wolf is here and he wants to eat us. And I was like, oh, hold on a second, he went on holidays. I was like, oh yes, did you get the keys? It's like, no, he was asking me to water the plants. Did you get them? No. And it's like, both of them realized they didn't have the keys of their brother's house. So they saw the wolf approaching, and they ran away for their lives. A metaphor of this, someone's asking you to water the plants when they go on holidays.
We're closing in 50 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, sure, we're almost finished.
Water the plants.
Lovely, great, really strong. Depending on who you identify as the protagonist, if it's like the not lazy brother, it's really nice, the 2 idiot brothers that are constantly, they're almost always going to pull him down, like the play with that tension. Are we going to, is the sensible brother going to come good, or are his 2 idiot brothers going to kind of undermine him with the danger of the wolf? There is Mean Streets, it's a Martin Scorsese film, sort of that. There's one guy who's got promise, and there's his idiot friend, and like, does he keep dragging him down? There's an interesting tension there.